Seems like most people are enjoying Resident Evil Village. It's actually getting good reception from the fans, and it's also surprisingly getting good reception from critics, which means for one of the few times ever, audiences and critics agree on something. However, there's always going to be something that they want to talk about. So we're going to go through some of those things. By the way, if you want to watch me play this game, make sure you follow me over on Twitch. You'll find a link for that in the description of this video. Now, Polygon, of course, is always the one to look at if you want to see some funny nonsense in the reviews. And why they gave this game a pretty decent review, as you can see here, Resident Evil Village is the perfect cocktail of horror and action. And both will get your blood pumping. I'm actually surprised that they didn't complain about difficulty, but you know that all of these game reviewers played this game on casual. I guarantee you 90% of the game critics that played this game played the game on casual. Though they won't tell you that in the review. I think that they should, but they're going to play, yeah, we're real gamers. We're gamers too. They play everything on casual or easy. And good news for them, I hear that the Sony is going to implement some type of AI where it'll make boss fights easier. You know, journalists, they've been pushing for a journalist mode for a long time. But anyway, there was some funny stuff in this review, mostly about Duke. It's not really a spoiler if you don't know, but Duke is the heavy-set gentleman who sells you recipes to create ammo and mines and some other things. You buy stuff from him. He is a very overweight gentleman, as you can see from the picture. This, of course, has had some problematic things to it with some of these journalists. They don't like that it's fat shaming. It's hurting people. People are going to be disgusted and offended by Duke. So this reviewer had to, quotations, put up with the character so that they could, get ammo. It's an enticing system that's unfortunately anchored to the game's worst character. The Duke is a boring, eye-rolling caricature of a fat person meant to cut through the tension of exploring all of those dreary locales. Most rooms he sets up shop in are decorated or fitted to highlight how fat he is. His stomach pops out of his clothes, revealing a bulging, desaturated pouch. He's constantly spouting lines like, "To be hungry is to be alive." And as if that weren't enough, health and defense upgrades come from finding and killing farm animals to turn into meals for him, with his leftovers acting as my power-ups. As someone who struggled with weight for most of their life, I found the Duke portrayal a frustrating reminder that, yes, people still see the overweight as grotesque. And it goes on to talk about how this person feels that they have to put up with this to play the game. So I just found it funny, a big part. And also there's a lot of reviewers talking about how Ethan's, of course, a generic white dude. We can go to everybody's favorite, Brianna Wu, for some highlights here. Ethan from Resident Evil Village is the kind of guy that loves Bitcoin and thinks women are just aren't that interested in computer science. Ethan voted for Ron Paul and thinks that the Diversity and Inclusion Committee at work is reverse racist. He's friends with HR, which is fortunate because 3 different women have filed complaints. They'll leave the company in the next year when they protect Ethan instead. Ethan is a nice guy who doesn't like it when women wear makeup, but makes sexist comments when they don't. He also feels that the Pound METOO movement has gone too far because he's been accused of things 7 times. Ethan also likes Dave Matthews. Anyway, I'm rooting for the witches to devour Ethan. It continues, by the way. There's one more big complaint piece that I found kind of funny, and that's from the Gamer website. Resident Evil Village has an accessibility problem. Capcom did not even try to make Resident Evil Village accommodating. Now, I'm sure that they've got some kind of data to tell them what they need to put in, but I find it funny how these journalists know what games need. It's pretty much a whole article whining and complaining about the game not having colorblind accessibility, and that they didn't spend massive amounts of resources on how the subtitles are placed. For real. It's a real thing. Subtitles also don't specify who is speaking, completely missing the point altogether. Do you not watch anime? Like the subtitles just roll on the bottom, man. Like, what are you doing? Apparently, they need to go up by the person or something. I don't know. I've, as someone who's read a lot of subtitles, what's the problem? I mean, the subtitles in this game are the same as they are in any anime, but apparently Capcom needs to have a revolutionary way to put subtitles on a screen. Okay. Now, to be clear, real quick, I think accessibility in gaming is fine. It's just, to me, it's just another example of these video game journalists showing that they're more activists than gamers. Right? That's what that's what this says to me. Because, well, The Last of Us Part 2 was a pioneer in accessibility for gaming. So now it's going to be the gold standard, and every time a game comes out, if it doesn't have all of these options, they're going to go after it. And it's just like, companies have limited time, limited resources for things. But I'm sorry, it doesn't live up to the progressive standards of The Last of Us Part 2, which is just funny. I just find it funny. Like, this person liked all of those features in Resident Evil 2. Probably doesn't use any of them, but wants to write a whole accessibility hit piece on Resident Evil Village because it doesn't live up to this dude's great time with very easy mode on The Last of Us Part 2. Every game is now going to be compared to that and the way that it pushed those options, which I think is kind of ridiculous. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.